Okay, so today we are going to start with numericals. हमारे theory का part खत्म हो गया है and there is something called as Venn diagram generator which is deleted for this year due to COVID. So practically हम लोगों का theory part is already over. So we'll start with 8.14 and this lecture may have some external noise because I'm traveling and I'm sitting in a hotel and recording, तो थोड़ा noise है. Please pardon me for that. So at 8.14, an electric dipole consists of two opposite charges, each of magnitude 1 microcoulomb separated by 2 centimeter. The dipole is placed in an external field of 10 power 5 Newton per coulomb. We are supposed to find the maximum torque exerted by the field on the dipole. What is the maximum torque exerted by the field on the dipole? And we are supposed to find out the work the external agent will have to do in turning the dipole through 180 degree starting from the position theta equal to 0. So बहुत easy है because what we have been given is हमको first of all we have been given both charges in the dipole 1 microcoulomb and -1 क्योंकि dipole में equal opposite charge होता है. If you remember you have a charge of minus q and you have a charge of plus q and these two dipoles are separated by let us say 2l distance and this 2l is given to you. So you have been given basically separation दिया है मतलब 2l equal to 2 centimeter दिया है आपको and you can just convert it into meters. So that is 2 into 10 power minus 2 meters. This distance 2l is given to you, right? Then electric field की value आपको दी है that is 10 power 5 Newton per coulomb and you can find out P dipole moment. Dipole moment होता है Q into 2L. We know what is Q क्योंकि charge Q is 1 microcoulomb which is basically 10 power minus 6 coulomb. Therefore you can just write it over here 10 power minus 6 into 2L is 2 into 10 power minus 2 meter. तो ये solve करोगे तो you will get 2 into 10 power 8 minus 8. Okay, some units you can work out. Okay, the units is like charge into distance, तो coulomb meter में आएगा ये coulomb into meter. Okay, so this is P value and according to the question the maximum torque exerted by the field on the dipole. If you remember हमने torque का formula लिखा था if you remember correctly P into E into sin theta और हमने बताया था कि जब एक डाइपोल एक्सटर्नल फील्ड में है तो मैक्सिमम टॉर्क विल बी एट 90 डिग्री. सो पी ई साइन 90 व्हेन इट इज परपेंडिकुलर टू द फील्ड. बेसिकली मतलब ये जो डाइपोल है इट इज परपेंडिकुलर टू द फील्ड. ऐसा फील्ड है मतलब राइट. सो इट इज क्वाइट सिंपल थिंग. मैक्सिमम टॉर्क इज एट 90 क्योंकि 0 पे 0 हो जाएगा साइन 0 0 एंड 180 पे 0 हो जाएगा बिकॉज साइन 180 इज आल्सो 0. सो देयरफॉर यू विल हैव मैक्सिमम टॉर्क Tomax as P into E and P value we have just found out 2 into 10 power minus 8. E value is already given to us 10 power 5 and sin 90 is 1. So 2 into 10 power minus 3 is the maximum torque and torque का आपको units पता होना चाहिए. न्यूटन मीटर होता है टॉर्क का यूनिट. सो यू शुड नो दिस 2 into 10 power minus 3 न्यूटन मीटर. ये आपका पहला क्वेश्चन खत्म. पहला पार्ट खत्म. Second part, the work the external agent will have to do in turning the dipole through 180 degree. If you remember correctly, work done was given by PE cos of theta 0 मतलब initial angle minus cos of theta मतलब final angle, right? So P की वैल्यू पता है हमको 2 into 10 power minus 8. E की वैल्यू अभी देखी हमने 10 power minus 3 basically, right? 10 power minus 5 not 3. 10 power minus 5 plus 5 है कि minus 5 है plus 5 है plus 5 है, right? cos of 0 cos of initial angle क्या दिया है आपको 0 दिया है तो इसलिए cos 0 और उसको आप 180 से रोटेट कर रहे हो तो cos 0 minus cos of 180. तो ये आपको मिलेगा 2 into 10 power minus 3 2 into 10 power minus 3 cos 0 is 1 minus cos 180 is minus 1 मतलब 1 plus 1 2 into 2 again. तो ये आपको मिल जाएगा 4 into 10 power minus 3 joule of work is done. Okay, क्वेश्चन इजी था. मैं वापस रिपीट कर देता हूँ, आपको एक इलेक्ट्रिक डायपोल दिया है विच कंसिस्ट ऑफ टू अपोजिट चार्जेस ईच ऑफ मैग्नीट्यूड 1 माइक्रोकूलम सेपरेटेड बाय 2 सेंटीमीटर। इस डायपोल को एक्सटर्नल फील्ड में रखा है एंड द फील्ड स्ट्रेंथ इज 10 पावर 5। ओके, सो 2L इक्वल टू 2 सेंटीमीटर दिया है, ई की वैल्यू दी है, आप डायपोल मोमेंट निकाल सकते हो। फिर आपको पूछा है मैक्सिमम टॉर्क कितना होगा इस डायपोल पे ड्यू टू फील्ड। आपको पता है द फॉर्मूला फॉर टॉर्क इज पीई साइन थीटा। मैक्सिमम टॉर्क कब होगा, जब थीटा 90 होगा, बिकॉज साइन 90 पे मैक्सिमम वैल्यू होती है साइन की। तो टॉर्क मैक्सिमम इज पी साइन 90 एंड वर्क डन आपको निकालने के लिए बोला है। इफ यू रिमेंबर वर्क डन टू रोटेट अ डायपोल from some initial angle theta 0 to final angle theta is cos theta 0 minus cos theta. So 2 into 10 power minus 5 into 10 power plus 5 cos 0 minus cos 180 सॉल्व करने के बाद 4 into 10 power minus 3 जूल हमको मिल जाएगा आंसर। तो इजी था क्वेश्चन। लेट्स मूव टू नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन 8.15 एंड इन 8.15 ये भी बहुत इजी क्वेश्चन है। लेट्स सी व्हाट दे आर सेइंग। जस्ट अ मिनट। सो इन 8.15 when 10 power 8 electrons are transferred from one conductor to another, a potential difference of 10 volt appears between the conductor. Find the capacitance of the two conductors. बहुत easy है ये question. So you have been given number of electrons which are being transferred from one to another. So you have been given n, that is 10 power small, let us denote it by small n. That is 10 power 8. Okay, and how much is the potential difference is 10 volt. Okay, and you are supposed to find out what you're supposed to find out capacitance C. Which formula we are going to use? So it is very simple thing. First of all, we will need C is equal to Q by V for sure, but we will need extra formula for Q. कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांसफर किए हमने n, हर एक इलेक्ट्रॉन पे चार्ज कितना E, तो टोटल चार्ज कितना हो गया n into E. So that is what you need to understand. You are transferring 10 power 8 electrons and charge on each electron is E, that is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. तो टोटल चार्ज कितना हो गया Q इक्वल टू n into E. देखो एक पे चार्ज अगर 1.6 into 10 पावर माइनस 19 कूलम का है तो 10 पावर 8 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स पे कितना होगा 1.6 into 10 पावर माइनस 19 into 10 पावर प्लस 8. That is what I am saying, right? So this is very easy question again. So we will have C is equal to Q by V. Q is equal to n into E upon V. N is 10 power 8 or E is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 upon V is 10 again. इसको solve करना होगा आपको, and when you solve this it is simple thing because you are going to get 1.6 10 power आपका आ जाएगा minus 10. 10 power minus 10 farad is the answer, है ना। 1.6 into 10 power 8 minus 19 मतलब minus 11 और नीचे एक 10 है प्लस 10 है, वो ऊपर जाके माइनस होगा तो 10 पर माइनस 12 आएगा, तो 10 पर माइनस 12 आपका आएगा ये। सो दिस इज 1.6 into 10 पर माइनस 12 farad. That is the final answer that you will be getting. Next question. From the figure given below, find the value of capacitance C if the equivalent capacitance between A B is to be 1 microfarad. All capacitors are in microfarad. तो डायग्राम यहाँ पे प्रिंट नहीं हो पाई, लेट मी जस्ट क्विकली प्रिंट इट। ओके, सो हियर वी आर। तो ये डायग्राम मिसिंग था। अकॉर्डिंग टू द क्वेश्चन हमको बोला है ए और बी पॉइंट्स के बीच में इक्विवेलेंट कैपेसिटेंस 1 माइक्रोफैरड का है। ओके, और हमको बोला है फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ कैपेसिटेंस सी। सी कैपेसिटेंस मतलब यहाँ पे इसकी आपको वैल्यू निकालने के लिए बोला गया है, राइट। तो हाउ डू वी डू इट? यू हैव टू फाइंड, यू हैव टू फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंड कि कौन से सीरीज में है कैपेसिटर्स और कौन से पैरेलल में है। सो इफ यू लुक हियर, these two are in series, and if you remember, so C1 and C2 are in series. Okay, C1 and C2 are in series, so therefore इन दोनों का इक्विवेलेंट होगा 1 upon CS, that is 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2, So 1 upon CS will be given by 1 by 8 plus 1 by 4. तो ये आ जाएगा 1 by CS equal to 4 plus 8 is 12 upon 4 into 8 is 32, right? So this is 12 by 32. So 6 by 16 and then 3 by 8. So CS is 8 by 3. और अगर आप यहाँ देखोगे तो ये दोनों पैरेलल में है, तो C4 and C5 are in parallel. C4 and C5 are in parallel. पैरेलल कॉम्बिनेशन का ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम होता नहीं है. Therefore CP is equal to C4 plus C5. C4 की वैल्यू 4, C5 की वैल्यू again 5. So you'll have 4 plus 4, that is 8. So equivalent capacitance, if I replace C4 and C5, I will get one capacitor. I have to use one capacitor which will have capacity of 8 microfarad, and they have told you that everything is in microfarad. So CP is 8 microfarad, CS is 8 by 3 microfarad. What is left is this one. So we have to see now कि C3 जो है how it is combining. So basically if you see C3, C1, C2 का equivalent, that is CS, and C4, C5 का equivalent, that is CP. These all are in series. So your equivalent circuit will become something like this. I'll just draw it over here. So equivalent circuit you will get is, you will have a point A, then there is this capacitor C which you are supposed to find out. Then one branch is going over here, right? So you have this CS over here and C3, and again then you have CP, which is equivalent of C4, C5. So this is the situation that you will be having, and then you have a B point over here, right? Good. Then now you will have to solve this. So if you now analyze the circuit properly, what you will notice is these two, that means C3 and CP, these two are in series. So now C3 and CP are in series. So you have a point A over here, this is C, and I will replace C3 and CP by CS dash, because this is now one more series combination. And then you will have finally a circuit like this, something like this. Okay, so more or less like this you will have. So what do we know? I am extremely sorry, I have to put a new page. So CS dash कैसे निकालोगे? That is simple thing. So 1 upon CS dash is going to be C3 और CP का series है ये, तो that is going to be 1 upon C3 plus 1 upon CP. Correct, right? Then according to the diagram, C3 is just 1, and 1 upon CP, CP we have found out to be 8. So therefore 1 by CS dash is equal to 9 by 8, and therefore CS dash is equal to 8 by 9 microfarad. So आपको मिल गया CS dash. कितना मिल गया? So it is very simple. Then अब what else is remaining? So finally, as you can see in the diagram, हमारे पास CS dash है, हमारे पास C है और CP है. अब इन सब का इक्विवेलेंट कैसे निकालोगे? दैट इज अ चैलेंज ओवर हियर. ओके, तो ये है बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है. इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस, then the question will be complete. Right, so if you notice things properly, CS dash और CP में ये एक पॉइंट कॉमन है. लेट मी पुट इट बाय रेड कलर. So this is one common point, this is another common point. मतलब these two are in parallel now. तो ये जो दो है ये parallel में है. So now what we can say is CS dash and CP are in parallel. So if they are in parallel, then what we know is I will just write CP dash for them क्योंकि पहले एक parallel combination हो गया, ये second combination है parallel. So this is CS dash plus CP, and that is equal to CS dash 8 by 9, and CP, if I am not wrong, we have just calculated and the value was 8. If I am not wrong, of course, let me check. CP का value 8 था, yes, और ये 8 by 9, so that is correct. So this is basically, you have to solve this again. CS dash was 8 by 9, so it is 80 by 9, something like this, around 80 by 9. 8 minus 72 plus 8 is 80 by 9. Now finally you will have, now the equivalent circuit will become, the equivalent circuit will become, so you will have, finally you will have point A, you will have a capacitor C over here, you will have finally CP dash over here, and a point B over here, right? Or you can see these two are in series. So now C and CP dash are in series. Therefore, final equivalent resistance is 1 upon C plus 1 upon CP dash. और according to the given question, हमको बोला है A और B point में final is 1 microfarad. If I am not wrong, of course you have to check. Yes, 1 microfarad. So this is 1 microfarad. 1 by 1 equal to 1 by C is supposed to be found out, and this is basically 1 by CP dash is 80 by 9. So 1 by C will be 1 minus 9 by 80. So that is 80 minus 9 is 71 by 80. So finally C is 80 by 71. So 80 by 71. जो भी value आएगा ये, that much in microfarad. Right. So what we have done so far is, it's not really difficult. You just have to analyze the circuit properly. Circuit analysis is an important part for JEE and NEET also. So starting off with, हमने क्या किया, C1 and C2 are in parallel, तो हमने ये निकाल लिया दोनों का parallel combination का equivalent. Then sorry, series में, not this one. So C1 C2 are in parallel, तो हमने इनका series में है वो, C1 C2 are in series, तो हमने ये दोनों का series combination का equivalent निकाल लिया. Look here. So you have 1 by CS equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. जब भी दो कैपेसिटर सीरीज में होते हैं तो you have to use this formula. We have already derived this. Okay, so C1 C2 are in series and their equivalent is 8 by 3. Let me call this equation number 1. Then C4 and C5 are in parallel, तो parallel combination का जो equivalent होगा, that is going to be 8 microfarad. Equation number 2. So what we can do is, I can replace C1 C2 and put just one capacitor with capacity CS. I can replace C4 C5 and put only one capacitor with capacity CP. Right? Good. इतना कर दिया हमने, तो ये बन गया आपका equivalent circuit. अब what we are noticing is C3 and CP are in series. तो C3 और CP को मैं replace करके मैं एक CS dash लिख सकता हूँ, single capacitor. And first of all, I have to find the value of CS dash. So CS dash is given by equation number 3, right? Now finally what you notice is, ये जो CP था which was equivalent of C1 C2 and जो CS dash है, these two are in parallel, तो इन दोनों को simplify करना पड़ेगा. And simplifying this, I have obtained this single CP dash as 80 by 9 microfarad. And now that CP dash and the C capacitance जो find करना था, these are in series. Solve करो, और the final capacitance, equivalent capacitance between A and B is 1. So you just have to use this and solve it. Okay. So this is how you are going to do it. So circuit analysis is very important part as far as your JEE NEET is also concerned. We'll take more examples on it when we do JEE NEET. For the time being, this much is sufficient. Right. So I am putting a short lecture now. I will come back with more questions very soon.